Good afternoon. Welcome back. This is Thirsty Thursdays, or whatever you want to call it. I used to go out a lot. That's what we were always looking for the places with the best drinks, and typically it was called Thirsty Thursdays. But what we want to talk about today, you saw in the title, because I love love, right, and then I also love hip hop, right. But I don't know if I necessarily like them both together in the iteration that it was in, as far as the love and hip hop empire. And just like with anything, never to disparage anybody. People got to make money the way they make it, but we have to see what are the residual effects of when things get put out, especially on a larger scale. So it started back after I did my Google search on March 6th, 2011, where it premiered on VH1. And just like a lot of other people, I had my popcorn ready, trying to watch it, ready to watch it. Because how they promoted it, it was hip hop stars and a lot of nice looking ladies, right? So like bet, let's sit down and watch it. So we're talking about 14 years ago, and so it was a part of the explosion, a heavy explosion of reality TV. All right. And of course, we've seen where it's gotten now, to a point where with Baddies West, all of this other kind of stuff that has gotten pretty much out of control. But it is what it is, right? So, in correlation to dating, right? And I know other people have talked about it before, but it seems as if it has influenced the way people think with stuff, like as far as even between that and Instagram, just different ways of looking at life, and how with dating, you have to be a certain kind of person. You have to have a certain amount of money. You have to have, or the women have this expectation of having a certain amount of things, or you need to be driving this type of car, or you need to live in this type of house. And look, I get it. Everybody wants the high life, right? But in reality, it's really not reality, right? Because we know and understand that most people are regular. And what I mean by regular, just good, normal, earning people, right? So let me give you a for instance, because I'll give you, some little stuff about me, as far as, things that I've done, as far as dating, right? So, like I talk to a couple of, friends, and I tell them all, I thought that as you got older, once you were single, like it would get easier. It'd be like, oh, okay, give me you, if that's what you want to do, right? And that it would be a breeze. But what's happened is that it's become, I don't even want to call it weird. It's just become different. It's become different. Like I've had women tell me, and of course we're in 2025, but I've had women tell me, oh yeah, well, be like, well, what's good with you? You married, you single, like, what's up? Getting straight to the point. It's complicated. It's complicated. Now, I've never, ever in my life as a man said to a woman, either way, whether she asked me, didn't ask me, ever said to a woman during any type of dating ritual, well, babe, it's complicated. You know what I'm saying? It's either yes or no, or we ain't gonna worry about that right now. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things you'll get. The main thing, it's complicated. And so I used to delve into it and say, well, all right, well, what's complicated? What well, I still live at home with my ex-husband, or I still live at home, or my baby dad and I are still going back and forth, and I just don't want to get anybody else mixed up into the equation. Cool with it. I'm cool. That's good. Yeah, don't mix me up in that. So yeah, all right, well, that's cool. So let me see, what's another one? Another one is, well, because I told my buddies, I said, this is a question that I definitely have to start asking. You ready for this? Yeah, come closer. Because, this is what's always been required of men. I just want to ask you, you say you single, whatever, like, who you live with? Who you live with? Well, I live with, because one of my kids just came back home, and they going through it with their boyfriend or girlfriend. So they're back at home, and I'm staying at home because I'm helping my mom out. I'm helping do such and such. Okay, all right, you know what I mean. And more like a traditional guy. I don't really like going over anybody's house. When their mom still lives there, or they got an adult kid there, right? And I know, the reality of the situation is that these are the realities. But so like when I find somebody, even if they do have older children or whatever, and they say that, hey, look, I live by myself. I'm like, wow. So even to me, that starts to trump. Well, of course, not if you're married, but it starts to trump like a lot of other questions because, as a person that lives by themselves, sometimes you do, especially as men in the dating world, you want to be able to go to somebody's house and say, hey, look, babe, you think you can make me some eggs, some turkey bacon, some hash browns, anything like that, just hook me up. You know what I'm saying? Without having to have to, say, well, I don't have nothing because the kids ate everything up, or my brother that lives with me, he was supposed to be going out getting shopping. That's a part of his contribution to living with me. So, that's why I can't, whatever. Crazy, right? Crazy. But these are some of the things that we go through. Now, back to the love and hip hop thing. I think that, and this is in my estimation, because I've talked about it also with friends before, it has definitely put a damper on what love, and I will say primarily black love, should look like, because it doesn't, and not to say that there weren't problems before that, and won't be problems after that, but I think it doesn't highlight much goodness when it comes down to black culture and having good, decent black relationships, right? It just doesn't highlight that. There's a lot of fighting going on. There's a lot of cursing going on. There's a lot of cheating going on, which of course happens in life. I know this, but it's not reflective of any, in my estimation, positive things. And if there are some positive relationships on there, just let me know. So I think maybe about 3 weeks ago, we all still got a little bit of ratchetness in us, or ratchita in us. So a few weeks ago, I'm hanging out. I was at my aunt's house. So, I'm just sitting down and, I'm watching, I can't remember what we were watching. So Love and Hip Hop Atlanta comes on, right? So I have not watched any of them, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Basketball Wives, none of that stuff. I haven't watched it in at least 7-8 years, all right? Because I don't, necessarily subscribe to it. But I am still of the culture, so I understand, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and because my aunt's watching it, and so we're just sitting there, and I'm telling you, it's almost like being in knowing you need to be on a diet, but you're sitting like in a Baskin Robbins or somewhere, or like you're sitting in a Ben and Jerry's factory. Because I'm sitting there watching it, and there's my little sister and my mom say sometimes, wow, she got more booty than body. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and I'm watching, and I'm like, yo, the BBLs on here have gotten crazier. Yo. So I'm sitting looking, and I'm like, can't remember, it's the one girl's name on there. But yo, anyway, it was a couple of them. But yo, bodies was insane to me. And I know, I get it. A lot of y'all out there don't, care for BBLs and, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But, I'm still a guy. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. I'm like, yo, you know what? I really could watch another episode of this. And not because it even makes any sense, but just because it's like visual Ben and Jerry's, you know what I'm saying? From a guy's perspective, looking at, women, and maybe that's a part of my, immaturity or whatever. But, you know, that was the only thing that I don't even remember what they were talking about. I don't even remember what they are arguing about. And to be honest with you, I haven't watched it since, right? I haven't watched it since and won't watch it again. But I'm telling you, like guys, I mean, even girls, because I know sometimes you girls like to look at them also. Yo, that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, yeah, they got some, they have some some winners on there, right? So, but anyway, because we're going to make this one short today, but in wrapping up, I just want to say, when you think about love, right? And this is why I always applaud my, friends. And what I mean by friends, just talking about you out there in the world who have maintained, really long relationships, romantic relationships / marriages. I really want to commend you, because sometimes they listen, when you're on the outside looking in, it's different. It's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to love being single and, maybe having a girl, but still acting single, or you know how it goes, or whatever. Yo, I used to love it, right? But now I start to look up and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Did all of my years of acting love and hip hop get me here today? I'm not saying that I'm in a terrible space, because, there are a lot of, decent women out there, and I know a lot of them. So, but it's just, you wonder, like, how many episodes keep going on? We already got Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I think they had Love and Hip Hop LA. But for me, it starts to feel like Love and Hip Hop Philly sometimes. Except I think my friends and I kind of lived Love and Hip Hop Philly 20 years ago. Damn, 25 years ago. But anyway, tell me what you think. Let me know how you feel. And until we get back tomorrow, stay safe.